And we're good. Okay, thank you. Welcome to the September 23rd of the year 2024 Board of Aldermen meeting of the City of Town and Country. I now call the meeting to order. Please rise and join in the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I will now ask the city clerk to call roll for attendance.
Alderman Allen. Here. Alderman Harder.
Here.
Alderman Hughes. Here. Alderman Kinsella.
Here.
Alderman Murphy.
Here.
Alderman Schwer.
Here.
And Alderman Steinhubel.
Here.
I have Alderman Wiesenhan as absent. Mayor Ring is presiding, and we do have a quorum.
Thank you very much. I seek a motion and second to approve the minutes from the September 9th meeting.
Second.
Any discussion or amendment? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Usually at this point, we ask if there are anyone from the public that would like to speak. Do we have anyone from the public who wishes to speak?
No, sir. No one signed up.
Well,
We have
we will-
Do I have to fill something out?
It's okay. We
After
just,
the fact, if you give your name and address and welcome.
Sorry about that. Dr. George Haruza. I'm here to introduce myself because I'm running to represent you, Town and Country. So all of it is in my district, the 89th district. Currently held by Dean Blocker, who's term limited. Currently held by Dean Blocker, who's term limited. So I'm hoping to be in that position. I grew up in communist Czechoslovakia, escaped from there, became a dermatologist, and ultimately president of the American Academy of Dermatologists. I'm living the American dream. That is what I'm running on. That opportunity that I had, we came here with a suitcase and lived in four of us in a studio apartment in New York. Both my parents and my sister were successful physicians. And as I mentioned, I've been very successful. We settled any other country in the world, including, for example, France. I could become a dermatologist, but not president of the Dermatology Society. Also, Missouri State Medical Association and St. Louis Metro Med Society. So I've been very, very fortunate, and really I've got involved in running for office so that I can give back to the, to give back some of that public service. My issues that I'm focusing on is public safety. I've been endorsed by the St. Louis City, St. Louis County, and Missouri State Fraternal Order of Police. I'm also interested in improving our economy. Tennessee is eating our lunch, in my opinion. We've got to get Missouri moving up there as well. And I've been endorsed by the National Federation of Independent Businesses. I'm a small businessman, so I'm very much involved in that. And then education. Now, we have a very excellent school district here, so we don't need that much help here, but the North St. Louis City and County really are struggling, and we need to help them out. I'm also introducing myself so that you know that I'm going to be representing you, so that my door is always open to all of you to comment as needed, so that I can help make sure that Town and Country continues to be an awesome place to live, along with the very large yards where I go door knocking. Here it's kind of, you can walk half a mile between houses, which is great, but it keeps me in shape. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming, and I'm always impressed by the immigrants who come to this country and do amazing things. I won't bore you, but I remember taking care of a young man for a period of time who, he was from, I forget which country in Africa, but it was a country that had a lot of strife and a lot of issues. And he and his mother were in refugee camp after refugee camp. And he said he learned that you stay on the edge of the refugee camp because you're less likely to be collared if you stay on the edge. And he finally got to one that was near the border with Kenya. Managed to sneak across the border to Kenya. Did some kind of odd jobs off and on, enough to where he could pay someone to make him a fake Kenyan passport, and he bought an airline ticket. And he flew to the United States, and gets to customs, and he tells customs, I'm really not Kenyan, I'm whatever, I can't remember which country, but I just had to get out of there. And so they put him in some form of a detention center in Pennsylvania. He said everybody there was complaining about the food and things, and he said, the lights work, they feed me 3 times a day, it's heated, you know. And anyway, when I saw him, he, of course, like almost everybody who comes over here, had learned perfect English. And he had just been accepted into medical school. I sort of lost count, but it was just kind of like, I think about how I just rode my bike to school. It was a pretty Monday, you know, it wasn't that kind of, you know, I'm impressed. But thank you for your story. Thank you for coming. I don't believe anybody else wishes to speak. Oh, John, sorry.
Of course I want to speak. Yeah, thank you, Mayor. George, Slovakian or Czech?
Czech from Prague.
Okay. My father's from a small town outside of Bratislava, and he was born so long ago, it used to be called Pressburg. So if you remember way back in the history of Slovakia. Secondly, where do you live now?
In Huntley,
In Huntley.
just part of the district.
Yeah, perfect. Just curious. So how close to our interest to you is?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, the Lossingers?
Across the street,
Uh-huh.
we had the art sign area.
You know, Colleen used to be an alderman for the city of Town and Country.
Oh.
Of course, she was councilwoman, so Ward 2, 3. Do you guys remember Colleen?
And I know, I don't know what we're shooting on.
Well, she lived up on Dunmore, or Town and Country, by Town and Country Estates. Anyway, welcome. Thank you. Sorry, Mayor, thank you.
No, that's fine. We just a public hearing to review a request by Doug and Sheila Dorsey, owners, for approval of a conditional use permit for accessory structure, a pavilion located at 538 Conway Village Drive in the suburban estate zoning district. I now declare the public hearing open, and I would ask the city clerk to enter exhibits.
Exhibit number 1 is affidavit of publication of notice of hearing, published in the St. Louis County on September 6, 2024. Exhibit number 2 is typewritten notice of hearing, posted at the Municipal Center, on the city's website, sent via Notify Me, posted on the subject property, and mailed to property owners within 300 feet of that property, with a list of those owners attached. And exhibit number 3 is bill number 2449.
Thank you very much. I would invite David Larson, the owner's representative, to the podium to answer any questions. And would ask the board if they have any questions to direct them to Mr. Larson.
Good evening.
And would you give your name and address, Mr. Larson?
Yes, David Larson, address 7639 Alicia Avenue.
Thank you. Are there any members of the public that wish to comment? Sir.
My name is Don Sherry. This is my wife, Rob.
Come on, so we can end to the mic, please. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Don Cherry. This is my wife, Robin.
Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. We have been a resident of Town and Country for 17 years. 17 years ago, we bought a drug house at 532 Conway Village Drive. A drug house was growing marijuana, was deteriorating. The outside landscaping was horrible. And it took us a year and a half to put it back in shape. The neighbors thanked us profusely. We are located just east of the Dorsey's residence. I read the synopsis about the notices that we got, and I saw that the word pavilion is included in a description of the building. Pavilion, it seems large. It seems like pavilions in parks. And we are just concerned about the size, the noise. There's supposed to be a TV, radio. You know, we're just a concerned neighbor that wants to know more about this, you know, and concerned about the value of our house and what other, if we ever decide to sell, what other people, you know, people looking at the house would think. So that's all I have to say.
Just a quick question, are you, since you're in the same street, and are you friends with the Dorseys? Have you gone over and talked to them about it yourselves? I'm just curious.
No, yeah, I received the notice.
Okay,
I saw him out cutting the lawn. I
Okay.
stopped him and he told me yes, you know, and sent me some plans.
okay,
So I was aware,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
yes.
I appreciate your comments, thank you.
Robin, you was,
Not just.
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. And at this point, does anyone, members of the board have any questions?
I have one small question.
Yes, go ahead.
If this was attached to the house, would you guys need a permit?
We do not need the conditional use permit, no, sir. Yeah, so that would obviously simplify the process of getting this approved. We went through multiple design iterations with it connected, and they prefer with basically the relationship to the house itself and the size. It seemed more in scale if it was separated. So that was the direction we went. As far as, you know, the concerns to sound and things of that nature, you know, obviously I would expect them to, you know, follow any, you know, nuisance requirements and things like that. But I think the scale, obviously, we're applying for the conditional use permit for a little bit larger size than the 200 square feet. This is a pretty comfortable size for a small little living space out there. It's not a major expansion on the patio itself, so I think it's pretty in line with what you see in a lot of the residential areas around here, but I sympathize with, I understand your concerns.
Thank you. Alderman Allen.
Sir, excuse me. Question. Are
Oh,
you-
sorry, no more questions, Ms. Morrison.
Sure.
Go ahead, fire away.
Are you aware if the Dorseys have communicated with any of their neighbors?
Yeah, I know there was the plans were sent out to the neighborhood trustees, and I thought we received approval, but I know that, I believe it's just notification is required to move forward with permitting, so.
So it was sent out to the trustees of the subdivision, not necessarily the neighbors adjacent to.
Correct.
Are you able to give them feedback that might be a helpful scenario
Absolutely.
to
obviously.
communicate with their,
Yeah.
with their dispensary? Am I asking too much?
No, the trustees have signed off on the plans. This went through architectural review. Notices went out to the entire subdivision as part of that process. So it's been well advertised up to this point. And I did speak with Mr. Cherry on the phone and talked about the pavilion in detail, its various elements.
Alderman Murphy.
Well, thank you for coming in. Thank you as well for coming in to express your feelings and concerns. I'm just looking at the diagrams right now, just trying to get a good feel for it. It appears to me there's only one tree that's going to be removed, a 6-foot crabapple. Am I reading that right?
Correct.
Okay. And all the other trees, the existing trees will be built. The area on my chart, number 18, boxwood, GV, and ostrich fern, is that new? Are those new plantings?
Those are all new plantings, yes, sir.
Roughly, what's the height of those?
Well, so the
At maturity.
boxwoods are gonna be shorter, probably 18 inches. The lilacs, I'd say the ostrich ferns are about the same. Lilacs are gonna be more in the 3-foot range. This is all planted size. And then dogwood on the other side. Now, you said you're on the east side? Okay. So I mean, that's something where, we could, talk more and see if there's something we could do for screening, but again, it was my understanding that it went through, it was kind of vetted by the trustees and approved, so, that's
They're keeping the asphalt driveway.
correct.
And then looking at the chart, behind the house and behind the structure, that's basically kind of woodland, not much of it. There's not a lot immediately behind it.
Exactly.
All right, thank you.
Sorry, I know it's been passed. I'm a visual person. I can't visualize it, so like, are we going to see it when we're home? I don't know how much, I don't really have a vision of what this is gonna be.
Sure. It's hard for me to say. I mean, I haven't been over to your property and seen what the vantage points would be like. It's something that we could explore. It's hard for me to say just, from here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it's going to be used for, so I don't know how much the sound is going to impact.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, personally, I don't think it's gonna be a sound issue. It's gonna be a small outdoor patio space. It's basically the same as if it were uncovered. I think actually the cover on that is gonna help insulate a bit of the sound, so it's not gonna travel as far. This picture does not do justice here on the package because that's a much larger structure. Scale is.
I'm sorry, can you tell me what you're referring to? What picture you're pointing to?
Oh, I'm sorry. So there's on the bottom right picture on sheet 2.
Okay.
That
And
was
for the
more,
record, your name's Robin Cherry?
Yes.
Okay.
so that was more just as a reference for materials, the cedar beams and the ceiling and things of that nature.
So it's gonna be an open space. It's all open.
Correct. So if you look at the 2 images on the top of L102, basically, so this is going to be the east elevation, what you're going to see there inside. So you have stone columns open down below. I would imagine.
So
it's
where is
gable.
the patio in relation?
So the patio, if you look at sheet L101, patio is this is the existing patio here, and there'll be a small continuation expansion with flagstone patio there. So this is the asphalt driveway this is your property here. Is that correct? If you're facing the house, you're to the right?
We're to the left,
Which are?
facing their house.
Facing the house.
Oh,
on
facing
the
their
road?
house, we're on the
Yeah,
left,
we're to
yes.
the left.
Okay, so if you're on the left, so there's existing trees. I don't think we're adding another dogwood on that side there. And there's 3 existing trees there, so.
See this?
No, we didn't.
I think you have a natural screen, and again, we're gonna add an additional deciduous tree here, dogwood, which is a 15 to 20 foot tall and wide.
Somebody put some stakes in their yard that's close to our yard.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the building line. I don't know what those stakes are for. Is that gonna
I think honestly, this is probably a good thing that you're talking about. I think it was something that maybe you could sit down outside of this forum, resolve those things, come to a meeting. I think you're probably not that far from it, looking at it in terms of some of the plantings and things. I think there ought to be some common ground, but I think that's more appropriate venue to
Sure.
continue this discussion.
Okay.
But I would like to thank the Cares for coming up and talking, and frankly, for rescuing a drug house. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. I now declare the public hearing closed. Next is a public hearing to review a request by John Hennessy, owner, for approval of a conditional use permit for an accessory structure, a residential driveway gate located at 1824 Topping Road in the suburban estate zoning district. I now declare the public hearing open and would ask the city clerk to enter exhibits.
Exhibit number 1 is affidavit of publication of notice of hearing, published in the St. Louis County on September 6, 2024. Exhibit number 2 is typewritten notice of hearing, posted at the municipal center, on the city's website, sent via Notify Me, posted on the subject property, and mailed to property owners within 300 feet of that property with a list of those owners attached. And exhibit number 3 is bill number 2450.
Thank you very much. I would now invite Mr. Ahmed, owner's representative, to the podium to answer any questions. Good evening. If you just give your name and address to the city clerk for our records.
My name,
Yes, sir.
Abdul Ahmed. I work for Chesterfield Fence and Deck Company.
Thank
Been
you.
with them for 22 years.
And I would ask any members of the board if they have any questions for Mr. Ahmed. Alderman Stein.
Yeah, Mr. Ahmed, is their access, we're only putting a gate on the Topping Road side. Their access will remain open on the, I think it's Topping Wood side or Topping. They have a second egress, right?
It's the main entrance to the property. It's about 50 feet away from the top of the road.
Yeah, but they still have a second egress out to the street, just to their north.
I honestly cannot recall if they do or not.
They do. Is there an issue with through traffic, or I'm just curious as to if you've got two egresses while you're on gate one?
They're only allowed to have a gate on Topping because it's the
Okay.
only street that qualifies.
Okay, right. Okay, thank you. I forgot about that. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
I'm not sure. Are there any members of the public that wish to comment? I now declare the public hearing closed. There are no appointments. At this point, I would recognize the board's opportunity to provide reports. Alderman Hughes.
Thank you, Mayor. The next meeting of the Architecture Review Board is set for Monday, October the 7th, 5:30 here at the Municipal Center. All are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Alderman Allen.
Thank you, Mayor. The groundbreaking now for the tribute for the military and first responders has been set for 10 o'clock on Monday, November the 11th at Town Square.
Thank you. Thank you. Fine. Good work. Alderman Murphy.
And fill your calendars, all of town and country, because the annual Fire and Ice event will be held on Saturday, October 5, from 5 till 8. Whiskey Morning will be filling the air with music. We'll have food trucks, kids' activities, fireworks display at 8 p.m. More details are on the city website. Looking forward to seeing as many people as we can at this event. Thank you.
It's a wonderful event. I really have every year. Mr. Shelton, do you have any report?
No report.
All right. Moving on to unfinished business. Bill number 24-48, sponsored by Board as a whole, without objection, for the city clerk to read the bill for the second time.
Bill number 2448 is an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to accept a proposal with Convergent for purchase and installation of an access control system at the municipal center and other city-owned facilities.
Thank you. I seek a motion and second to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion or amendment? Alderman Harder.
Just a couple of questions. Are we aware of any other municipalities who use this type of system?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Then the other question was, is there a manual backup? Because it's based on the internet, and my internet never goes down, but. So there is a way to get into the buildings if the internet crashes.
Well, we do, not that I know of, sir.
So there is no manual backup.
There may be key access, I'm not sure. I have not seen them myself.
Okay. I just kind of curious.
It's a good question.
And then, do we have an installation timeframe once it's approved? I mean, is it gonna take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month?
They should have them in a couple of months, sir.
Okay.
They have to arbor them first, so after that, it'll happen quickly.
That was it for me. Was that the city clerk or roll call vote?
Alderman Kinsella.
Aye.
Alderman Steinhubel.
Aye.
Alderman Harder.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Schwer.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
And Alderman Hughes.
Aye.
The bill passes unanimously and becomes ordinance number 4654.
Moving on to new business, bill number 24-49, sponsored by Alderman Allen and Murphy. Without objection, will the city clerk read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 2449 is an ordinance approving a conditional use and authorizing a conditional use permit for an accessory structure, a pavilion located at 538 Conway Village Drive in the city of Town and Country.
Thank you. Bill number 24-49 is continued to the meeting of Monday, October 14, 2024 for the second reading and consideration. Next, bill number 24-50, that's sponsored by Aldermen Hughes and Schwer. Without objection, will the city clerk read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 2450 is an ordinance approving a conditional use and authorizing a conditional use permit for an accessory structure, a residential driveway gate located at 1824 Topping Road in the city of Town and Country.
Thank you. Bill number 24-50 is continued to the meeting of Monday, October 14, 2024 for the second reading and consideration. Next, bill number 24-51, that's sponsored by the board as a whole. Without objection, will the city clerk read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 2451 is an ordinance accepting the proposal from Motorola Solutions for the purchase of an in-car camera system and a body-worn camera system, authorizing the city administrator to enter into a 5-year agreement for same, and approving a purchase order for the first year's installment.
Thank you. Bill number 24-51 is continued to the meeting of Monday, October 14, 2024 for the second reading and consideration. The warrant list is in the amount of $1,236,437.48. Seek a motion and second to approve.
So moved.
Second. Thank you. Any discussion or amendment on the warrant list? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Moving on to other, I don't usually spend time giving personal opinion on things, but I'm going to take 2 minutes tonight. I'm still in practice because I'm old, my patients are old, and I've had a fair number of patients recently who were leading happy lives, who suddenly had, we just call medical calamities, that is going to alter or attenuate their life. All I can say is that all the sort of things that sort of bug you probably aren't that big of a deal when you get this kind of a life-threatening problem. It makes those other problems seem sort of minor, frankly. Just thank God every day when you get up and you're healthy. That's all I have to say on that. And I would open it to the board if they have any other comments they would like to make. And I then would seek a motion and second to adjourn. Second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Great meeting. Thank you.
And